One thing for sure and two things for certain. Talking about me ain't gonna do shit but make my ass get better.
Unfiltered. Guys, when I tell you that money is the root of all evil, mix that with poverty and sprinkle that with a little jealousy, my God, that's a deadly combo. So GloRilla's sister, I can't even pronounce it, child. So GloRilla's sister has been going on a full rampage these last 24 hours, screaming at the top of her lungs about being fed up of being broke.
Y'all man, I'm talking about y'all favorite rapper. Y'all favorite rapper ain't shit, and I'm getting tired of it. Y'all mad. Fuck, y'all talking about some she ain't obligated. How the fuck she ain't obligated when she want to sit here and all them interviews and talk about the struggles we been through and then reach back and help none of us out, but got her friends riding and shit. And my mama still working at FedEx. Y'all better get the fuck out of my face.
She has been going live like a marathon. Imagine what you could have done with that precious time of yours. Imagine. I mean, you could have wrote a rap song. You got the look for it. And speaking of looks, while we're at it, just a simple question. Like, that grill in your mouth, all that gold, is it real? If so, pawn it. But looking at all of this, guys, I'm like, couldn't you guys have fought this out in a group chat? Because apparently you guys do have one. Now, for many of us, this is pure entertainment. And for content creators, this is content gold. But honestly, guys, this is a conversation that needs to be had. Because as much as I want to say that as soon as you make it out, you lift your people up, I think that's too easy. Because I do realize that there are many layers as to why you will or won't help family members the way they want you to help them. And yes, of course, we can talk about black tax and all that it involves. It does have a place within this conversation. I absolutely do think so. However, guys, black tax is, the pressure within black communities when it comes to expectations and access.
Bitch, a motherfucker should have the X for shit.
But let's not excuse black tax for ill behavior. See, that's where I draw the line. I mean, of course, it can explain where expectations exist. It can also explain where resentment can build. And of course, also why money can complicate family relationships. But what it does not excuse, in my opinion, is public humiliation, manipulation, physical violence, for instance. Not saying that that is what we saw here with GloRilla and a sister, but you do see this sometimes. And also, and this is what I saw here as well, using trauma as a weapon, guys. That is where I do not excuse all of this for being the black tax. Because black tax to me is like a systemic burden and not a accountability-free chaos. Like, that's not what it is, guys. I'm very sorry. But like I said, this topic has many layers to it. And even though these are family problems, and do I really want to get into it and really research? And because I'm big on research, your girl. I don't really have the energy for this, but I do think we need to talk about it. Let's get into it.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often.
Year or two ago, Gloria blocked my mama, had her going to go try to get a loan. Out of all my siblings, see, my mama got on her high horse, but Gloria was fucking with her though. Gloria fucked with my mama. But that money got low. And when the money got low, Gloria got ghosts. You beefing with your siblings for what? We ain't did shit to you. Why is you beefing with your siblings? It's 10 of us and you don't do nothing for none of us, bro. And then y'all stupid motherfuckers here talking about some, she not obligated to do shit for nobody. That bitch is obligated to do shit for all of us. That hoe obligated.
Hey, somebody like finesse two-time brother in his
Oh, geez, that hoe obligated to do something for every last one of us. We see this motherfucker eating canned beans and shit. On the floor. So literally taking baths out of bottles of water, bro. Literally taking baths out of bottles of water. Lights off. Fat ass rats. Roaches. All types of shit. How she ain't obligated to do shit for us? Because like y'all let her believe she not. You sitting there got the other nigga riding around in cars and this is that and the third. Come on now, bro, that shit ain't right. We didn't have the cans of beans to eat. We was eating
Rough.
Fuck. How you could have bought mine? I don't give a fuck. I'm obligated. And y'all talking about she really got, the bitch ain't been giving me nothing, so why should I give a fuck now? My brother staying down there calling my mama for $40 on the phone bill. My other sister staying down there trying to get some shit on Temu. And they staying with Glory. I'm talking about, you just could have reached out to her. How many times have I reached out? I reached out to this bitch twice. I reached out to this hoe twice. Twice. Got a brother working at TJX. I got a brother who been seeing this motherfucker suffering. But you got the next weed farms and all this. Y'all glorify her ass though. My mama still clocking the clock at FedEx, bro. On God. My dad is still struggling, bro. On God.
Now let's stop right here. We are glorifying her ass, but she ain't doing shit. Yet you want to spend all her money on God knows whatever, a new grill maybe, I don't know. But we steady glorifying, but she ain't doing shit. Now, if she wasn't doing shit, then she could make shit. Now, you are saying your mom still works at FedEx. Where are you working at, sir, miss? And I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way. I just don't know what the pronouns are, so I'll do a little remix. Where do you work at? Where do you clock in? What time are you going to work? Now, I also hear you say that you have been eating ketchup sandwiches and whatever. Everybody got a backstory. Now, if you've been eating ketchup sandwiches, because you are talking about your childhood days, then I'm sure GloRilla was eating them too. So you were all in it together. Now, let me be very honest with you. GloRilla has 10 siblings, not 10 kids. For you saying you are obligated because we still don't have shit, you mean to tell me you are with 10 motherfuckers in the house and y'all still don't collectively, you haven't made it. Now, how come that some people that are glorifying this woman, according to you, how come she made it? Because apparently she ain't shit. Same 24 hours in a day. But wait, I think you are going to tell me this pure luck. And that luck didn't strike upon your ass. All the time that you have, because you could straight up be a comedian. But this is what I think. I think you want to be a rapper. Now, I hate to divert things back to jealousy or whatever, but a lot of things can be, true at the same time. When I look at your whole persona, your whole physique, look, I think you have some aspirations of, not only wanting a better life, no, you want to have that life. And that is a totally different problem we are going into when we look at that. Because I heard you saying, and you asked them, their ass to come up on the stage. What does that have anything with you being hungry and you, wanting to have some dollars? But I listen to you have to listen to the slick comments in between, because that's where the real truth lies. Little slick comments. Ask that one on the stage, that one drives that, and we don't have that, and that one has to still shop at Temu. And she worked her ass off. And I don't care what she had to do for this. I don't care what she fucked her way up, she did this, she did whatever she had to do to get there. Now, can you get there? Can you impress us? Impress us. Your mom is working at FedEx still. Now, the fact that you didn't have a pot to piss in, nor a proper sandwich, take that up with your parents. Now, it sounds very harsh, child. But I don't think you should take it up with her. Do I feel like you need to, as family, you can help each other, whatever? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to get into that. But there is a thing when we look at entitlement, pure bratty. Because the entitlement coming from you is crazy. Crazy. The way you go about it, crazy. Because if you thought you would ever get a single it's done. Let's move on, child, because I have a lot more to say, but it was a little intermission.
I called him out right now. I call this man ain't got no motherfucking money. But you retired them. You did not retire shit, bro. You left my mama out here. You left our mama out here. Fuck. You want to talk about some shit and you're damn right. And I'm obligated, bitch. All them other hoes obligated. Fuck. Then I called this hoe. I'm like, Gloria, can you fuck with me? I text her. Asked her, could you fuck with me and give me some bread? When I lost my job and shit. This shit, so she ain't respond. She ain't respond. Then I got robbed for being known as her sister. And I got robbed for my shit, because she ain't gave me. Four niggas sat here and robbed me in Orange Mound because of you, bitch. But you ain't gave me a motherfucking thing. Nothing. You ain't got none of us nothing. The same who you was sitting there eating ketchup sandwiches with. Fuck, oh man, if I got 500,000, bro, I'll at least give my siblings 10K apiece. On God. Why the fuck my mama gotta sit here and clock a clock? Let's talk about it. Oh, you is not who these folks think you is, bro. Like, stop all the cap, bro. You is not who these folks think you is.
Let's talk about that. Because 6K a piece is crazy. It is crazy to me. You have a very short-term solution-based thinking process. 6K. What can you possibly do with 6K? Now, if you study your sister and you ask her, listen, I want to see the skill set. I want to see if I can, maybe implement something in my life. If you explain to me this and that, and maybe I can. I completely understand. Take up that knowledge. But you just want, this is giving me a real fast money grab. Are you in a bind, Nate? You just want cash now. 6. You first went on TMZ, was 2,500. Now we made our way up to 6. So that debunks my whole philosophy because I thought you gave them a wrong number. You did not, because we're now at 6K, very precise, 6K a piece. So you meant 2,500. It's great. You selling your sister out for 2,500, because that was the first amount. It's crazy work to me. Then you call her all sorts of bitches and hoes. Calling her, you lost your job. Why did you lose your job? I have an idea why you lost your job. I do have an idea, but I'm not gonna, I don't want any problems, but imagine being that one's employer. Hey, God. You can't even utter 2 proper sentences. What are you talking about? What are you doing with your time? Comedian, I can see. But a lyricist, I don't know. I don't know. What kind of talent do you have? What are you working towards? Now, your mother and your father making 10 kids, and in all the years that you guys have been around, they were not able to make a way for themselves. Now, I'm very glad they somewhat kept the family together, but they have not made a way. And you want your sister to pay for the burden they have bestowed upon you guys. Absolutely not.
Oh, Gloria, she putting out for me, but that hoe ain't putting out for shit. Her ain't even putting out for her own family, who she was struggling with. If y'all came up in the fucking house, that was a real shit. Rats, roaches, carpet fucked up. You don't know how the fuck you getting your next meal. Mama struggling, lights off. Taking baths out of bottles of water. We came up off this shit on the west side, 3278 Don Road. All of us stayed in the fucking house. You want to sit here and talk about what we've been through, and they ain't reached back and helped none of us out, and you got stupid hoes like this Trinity bitch talking about some she don't owe us. Ho, she owe us everything. Oh, we used to have days where we wasn't eating. Ain't obligated, but you want to get on interviews and talk about the struggle. You want to talk about the struggle.
You want to talk about the struggle. You had days where you didn't eat. Whose fault is that? Because I'm sure by the time your mom had her 6th kid, she didn't have a pot to piss in too. So when 7, 8, 9, and 10 followed, that's where you lose me. Well, you lost me after 4. Try to force access through intimidation. It's not going to work. Let me tell you that. Just because someone made it doesn't necessarily mean all of a sudden their money becomes the family trust fund. That is not how it works.
She owe all of us that shit because we struggle together, whether y'all like it or not. So all this shit y'all sharing on Facebook, talking about she not obligated, you need to go to work and shit like that, it's cool if I go to work. But your friends need to be going to work too.
How do you think you are all of a sudden entitled to the rewards when you didn't take the risks, you did not do the work, and you did not make the sacrifices? No matter what kind of sacrifices were made. Because all the while you hold up your hand and you want to collect, you did not inherit, the long nights that she made. You do not inherit the rejection that she might have come across. You also did not inherit the public scrutiny that she faced or the mental pressure she endured. So why then would you automatically inherit the payoff? That's what I want to know. Please tell me, because if you have a good enough reason, we might have a conversation, but tell me that. Anyway, child, that was Glory's sister. Now, guys, to understand a little bit better who this family is, I think we need to dive a little bit deeper into who GloRilla actually is. And this might also be good for the people that have absolutely no idea who we're talking about today. Now, for the ones not really familiar with her, you probably heard of the name GloRilla once or twice, at least. That Memphis firecracker with that gritty voice and an attitude for days. But behind the memes and the TikTok challenges, there is a real story of grit, family, faith, and a rise-up hustle. Now, GloRilla was born Gloria Hallelujah Woods. She was born in '99 in Tough Frazier, Memphis. She's 26 now, and already one of hip-hop's most talked about voices. Now, growing up, Glo was one of 10 children, and she was raised in a strict Christian household.
But you grew up in church, right? I heard that you went like a lot.
Yeah,
you were
I
like
did.
a church kid.
We went to church like 3 times a week. For Tuesday for choir rehearsal, Wednesday for Bible study, then Sunday service. Then we was at Sunday school and everything.
Choir Sundays, church rules, and gospel blasting through the speakers. No matter how hard the times, that gospel was blasting. She talked about it numerous of times.
The journey started with your birth name, Gloria Hallelujah Woods. They came out the hospital with your name. So it's like they take you home. The birth certificate says Gloria Hallelujah. So they had plans. You were going to be a gospel singer? Or somebody thought?
I thought.
But take me to the beginning of the gospel roots.
Okay, so my mama and my daddy, both my parents, they like Christians, and so we was in church. Like if church could have been open 7 days a week, we was there 7 days a week. And so I could sing back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Did you want to be a gospel singer?
I did.
Yeah.
Now that environment just didn't only shape her voice, but it also shaped her work ethic and her world view.
I really love the church. Like he opened up the doors to. Like I said, we ain't had nowhere else to go. We actually slept here sometimes. Faith gotta be something that you believe. You just can't go through emotions. You gotta have a goal. You gotta speak it into existence. And faith is believing that it's gonna happen. I had never really just been nowhere until I blew up though. And then I just saw like, dang, it's more to the world than Memphis.
But let's be real, child. Her life wasn't all hallelujahs. As a kid raised in a big family with limited resources,
My mom got 10 kids, 6 boys, 4 girls.
Glo saw up close what it meant to fight for your space, fight for attention, and even fight for your own identity. But that she did. That hustle started early. Music was her first love. Sang in the church.
Grew up singing in the church. Did you sing in the church? Or
Yeah,
you just...
I used to sing in the choir.
Oh, okay. Was you good? Was you the lead or was you just part of the band?
I was the lead. I used to get all the solos.
Her life changed when, that voice deepened. Rap began to call her name. Switched from gospel vocals to spitting pure bars.
Yeah, getting the education and going to school is a way to be, so don't be no fool.
From working in the Checkers drive-thru where she entertained herself during work with live streaming to owning stages and then snagging record deals. Turning Glo from a Memphis local favorite to a viral sensation overnight. GloRilla's story is real proof that talent, backed up by relentless grind, doesn't just rise, it erupts. No wonder, guys, she calls herself GloRilla, a name as fierce as her flow, and a constant reminder that real stars don't wait for their break. They just break through. So now that we laid that foundation and we know where she comes from, who her family is, how she had to survive, and how she actually fought to get here, we also need to talk about part of the story that makes this all uncomfortable real quick. Because sometimes success doesn't really erase family trauma. Sometimes, guys, it activates it. Which brings us to that moment that everybody has been talking about and we have watched in the beginning of this video. Her fight with her sister. And I say her fight with her sister, but basically her sister is fighting with her own damn self. Because we often see this when someone of a big family, and not even a big family, whether it's big or small, but if someone from a struggling family finally makes it, the dynamic suddenly shifts within the family. But we also have to talk about these type of problems. Role changes, power changes, expectations changes within the family. That's sometimes where the problems begin. It's unhealed trauma colliding with sudden access. And I want to be very real and very fair. That doesn't necessarily mean that GloRilla's sister is evil or whatever, although I think the thing she said or whatever is very evil. It also means that black families sometimes are forced to operate so long in survival mode, never really learn how to handle success together. And to me, that's where things, guys, like financial tension, emotional entitlement, old sibling rivalries, you know, those fights and everything, feeling overlooked or even owed, those type of things turn into blow-ups all of a sudden. Instead of, boundaries, healthy, they turn into blow-ups. Now, could this be solved? Absolutely yes. Not on Instagram, but this could definitely be solved. However, the more you speak and the more you go live, the more you damage. So ask me tomorrow again. I don't know what your mouth is about to be saying. So no guarantees. But if you instill a little bit of distance for now, clear boundaries, mediators, and not spectators, as we could have seen in your lives and videos, talking about calm down a little bit, but then also at the same time doing this into the screen. Those type of people are spectators to me. They don't want this family unit to mend it. They love this chaos and being a part of it, walking up and through the screen. We've seen it. And also coming to terms, this is really how you could solve it. Also coming to terms that love doesn't mean equal unlimited access to your sister's funds. That is not what this means. Now, with that being said, some things have been said by Glo's sister that I do not approve of, guys. I do not. Now, we heard a little bit in the beginning of the video, but some of the things she said are constantly being repeated as facts. And that's where I have to pause my empathy, because now you are getting into dangerous territory, sis. Now, let's look at some of the things she said. Things that hold a lot of weight, things that don't add up at all, and things that absolutely need to be debunked. Let's look at a few things before we, close out the video.
You mad because you got exposed to everything coming to the light. She's still working at FedEx. A manager just inboxed me. Appreciate that, manager. Take care of my mama while you there. She go to work from 3 to 5 or 3 to 6. Stop lying.
Now, this is the part I didn't really get. Because you said your mom works from 3 to 5 or from 3 to 6 at FedEx. So that's about 3 to 4 hours. Now, let's say she does that 5 days. 5 times 4, 20 hours. Now, we all know that does not, bring her a steady paycheck. I mean, what can you buy with that? I don't know. So it leaves me with questions. Doesn't your mom have to work that many of hours because GloRilla covers the rest? So that was question one. Then you said the manager sent you an inbox, send you an email, and you thank the manager. Somehow, with all respect, I find it hard to believe. That manager inboxed you for what? Exactly. And if that manager inboxed you, I hope it was for a job, for yourself. Because I saw your sister clown you when she put up this message. Hey, Indeed.com. Look for a job.
She ain't obligated. She ain't obligated. She ain't obligated. I was so damn hungry, I damn near ate a roach.
Now, you really had me with, your whole story of struggling and how you guys came up and you ate ketchup sandwiches and things, And we all have empathy for that, especially the people that have gone through similar situations. But you being close to eating a roach, I mean, I just did a story on, and not because this is a very serious subject we're talking about here today, but when I think about my 90 days fiance, I mean, I just talked about it. Just putting on too much, almost eating a roach. And whose fault is that? Look at your mama and your daddy. You almost eating a roach. Somehow that is GloRilla's fault now. When your mother had child number 3 and didn't have a pot to piss in, I don't know, guys. But was it then very wise to make number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10? Don't come for me. I'm just laying it out.
I'm talking about, you know how embarrassing it is to be at the club, mother. That's closer, and I walk outside to a Malibu bitch.
Listen, you sure have a lot to say. This is really embarrassing. Now, what does you driving a Malibu have to do anything with her? And what's wrong with a Malibu anyway? Why don't you ask your mom for a job at FedEx and then save up and buy another car? No, but you rather go the lazy route, the easy route, and just expect your sister to give you a car. Now, if you would ask me, Debs, wouldn't you give your sister a car? Wouldn't you, make sure that your siblings were okay? Absolutely, I would. Me, yes. But a disrespectful sister like that, calling her all types of bitches and hoes, and this and that, absolutely not. I know myself. I could not do it. You better tone it down all the way. And then we can see. Now I see you are showcasing a lot of money. Is that 2,500 that you asked for? Is that 2,500 TMC gave you? And since you have that whole pack of money, let me ask you now, why don't you split that with your 10 siblings? Because if you have all this money you have, no problems now.
This bitch, she probably gonna sacrifice me.
Look this way, bitch. I told you don't go live.
I told you not to do this shit neither, but she probably already is sacrificing that.
I mean, hit Illuminati up. Yeah, Illuminati. Yeah, the bitch still in Memphis. It ain't hard to find her. She look just like me. Yeah, she probably gonna sacrifice my ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, she gonna call your guy.
But if I get it, fuck God.
Then he gonna call Jay-Z and he gonna put the word in.
Damn, y'all think this shit for real?
Yeah.
I'm about to go everywhere with a ski on.
So after all that foolishness, now you're wondering if she's going to sacrifice your ass. Talking about Illuminati or whatever. I think, the whole grill thing and the whole aspiration of being a rapper. Did you say that you wanted to be a rapper? Absolutely not. Do I think this? Absolutely yes. But I think you should take a different route. You should become a comedian. I can see it. You better watch out. Because you sure had a lot to say. You burned the bridges that you had with Glo, you burned for now. You don't even have to ask her for a penny line. And it's over, sis. For now, it's done. Now, obviously, since you got to heal. Now, healing doesn't start with exposure. Let Debs tell you, it starts with accountability. That's where it starts at. Look at your own life. Look at, your own environment. Because somehow, I have a strange feeling you don't want to leave the hood no way. You just want to have the money. You are not ready. I said this before. And guys, let me tell you, this is certainly not about GloRilla being greedy, nor her family being undeserving. That is not what I'm saying at all. It is, to me, all about boundaries. And when someone finally makes it out, doesn't necessarily mean they become all of a sudden the family bank. I am very sorry. Also not the parent, and also not the problem solver of everything. That's way too much of a burden on anyone. Glo didn't sign up for raising 10 siblings. Her mom did. and her dad, for that matter. She did not agree to be responsible for everybody's lifestyle. And lastly, I just want to say, handle your family business privately. Let's be honest, I'm making content too, but try to handle it in a more, but then what can I ask of you? Look at how you sit there on the internet. But let me try to give you some advice. Try to handle it privately. Build your own stability. And that one, I want to look you in the eye. Build your own stability, sis. And stop confusing support with control. Now, guys, we have come to the end of the video. Tell me, have you been through something similar before? Have you ever felt like you were the family bank or the family everything, and it became too much of a burden for you? What do you think about this whole GloRilla and her sister saga? Leave it all in the comments, fam. Thank you for spending your time with your girl. You do know I love you guys. Huh? We are growing our fam, 16,000. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.